Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, in the between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with Dun, Dun, Dun. Soul Sister, what's up? What it do? Who is that? Tracy L? What's up? What's up? Tracy L. Okay, Tracy. Ruth. What's up, Ruth? The ladies are in the building. Cody. What's up, Ressa? Okay, we got Tiger Ray. What's up, Tiger Ray? Fern Mumphrey. What's up, Fern? Thomas Franklin. What's up, Boxy Brown? Look out now. Boxy Brown. All right, fam, let's get into it. As you know, Karmelo Anthony was found guilty in court by a jury that was not his peers. All-white jury found him guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf on April 2nd, 2025 at a track meet in Frisco, Texas. From the start, this case has looked suspicious. And first of all, you know, this happened in a predominantly white town where you only have a very small percentage of people that are Black. White folks run it. They run the whole town. This is a situation where this football player walks up to another football player. This one football player, Austin Metcalf, who is much larger than Karmelo Anthony, walks up to him and tries to make him move from a space. And Karmelo was not having it. You know, he dared him to make him move. Austin put his hands on him, and Karmelo stuck him, took his life. This trial lasted every bit of 4 days. This is a murder trial, right? This is a murder trial. It lasted every bit of 4 days. The jury comprised of not one Black person in a racially charged case. An international racially charged case, not one Black juror, which, by the way, is going to be grounds for an appeal. Guarantee you that. The defense attorney, the white defense attorney that Karmelo Anthony's family chose, only objected, they said, like one time. Now, this is if that is true, that is almost unbelievable. I say almost because we are in America, and we know America has a sordid history of totally ignoring justice for Black people, totally railroading Black people, especially when it involves a crime against a white person, or they're being tried for some type of offense against white people. I want you to hear what Karmelo Anthony's father said in regards to hiring their white attorney.
Believe your son received a fair trial?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And we're going to keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
We will not stop fighting for justice for my son.
Mm-hmm. And as parents, have you all struggled with guilt, asking yourselves, is there anything differently? I know, Kayla, you said you wish you had gone to that track meet. Is there anything that you both wish you could have done differently?
I wish I would have just been rebellious. I was told, don't talk to this person. Don't talk to this person. I feel like it was just a setup. Now, say they told us, go get white attorneys. Every black person I went to a white attorney. No white attorney, they set them up, pushed them. Hey, here you go. I mean, no objections. It was things were smooth. So because as a father of me being who I am, I got to make sure she's straight. This mama bear, I got to make sure she's straight mentally, because if she's not straight, my house ain't straight. I'm not straight. Then so because I got the kids to worry about. Got to make sure his mental health. I can't go back and forth with him right in there because his mental can handle it. The misunderstanding of what daddy's trying to tell you. This ain't a daddy moment.
Salute to Mimi Brown TV. This is she broke this particular story. Okay, let me say this off the rip. There are some extremely fine white lawyers in this country. Very, 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 very good at what they do. And many of them have represented Black people extremely well. The takeaway here is that not all of them have represented Black people very well, extremely well. Some of them will straight up sell you out. Growing up in the hood, I learned the hard way about how to pick a good lawyer, somebody to represent me. So when I deal with lawyers, I deal with lawyers based on their skill set and not who they know, but who know them. This is extremely important. Now, growing up, I'm in the hood, so, obviously, I've probably seen a whole lot of guys, dealing with the criminal justice system. I had to deal with the criminal justice system myself. And I started seeing a pattern of Black people hiring white lawyers to represent them. And what I noticed is that many of them still went to jail. Many of them still got convicted. In fact, some of the guys who were the biggest drug dealers and killers and robbers ever had white lawyers. In fact, most of these guys had white lawyers. And most of these guys went to prison for a gang of years, 60 years, 50 years, life. Life, 50, 60, 120 years with their white lawyers. So having a white lawyer does not guarantee justice. Having a white lawyer does not guarantee that you will have a favorable outcome. So you can run out there and go get a white lawyer just to have a white lawyer if you want to. And you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Just like running out there going to get yourself a white agent and thinking just because he's white, he going to treat you right. Just like going out there getting yourself a white real estate agent and thinking just because he's white, he gonna treat you right. He gonna do a great job. Going out there getting yourself a white doctor, thinking just because he's white, well, he's gonna treat you right. Y'all better wake the hell up. This man said, straight up, he believed they were set up by their white attorney. And I do too, because the man said he did not, no objections. He only objected one time. That's hard to believe Even if it was a damn traffic violation, that is hard to believe that an attorney only objected one time. I had a white attorney represent me once during a traffic violation. This attorney fought my case for a traffic violation like it was a murder case. He went and asked the judge for a break and everything, went back to his car and got some evidence of a precedence for my case. He was so impressive. The judge was like, "Are you serious? You want to stop this? You want to call a break? It's a traffic violation. You want to stop, call a break?" Because I had a trial by judge. He said, "You want to stop this proceedings to go and get a book, to show us?" And everybody, you know how you look around the courtroom and you see other people's expressions and stuff. Everybody was like, I could tell. I was like, "Ooh, I'm about to win. I'm about to win." Because I could tell he knew his shit. He was on it. He was passionate. He was connected. He was locked in with me. He was locked in. Like, yo, this is messed up. We gonna win this case. The man fought my traffic violation like a murder case. I can guarantee you, he fought my traffic violation harder than Karmelo Anthony's defense attorney fought his murder case. Y'all better stop hiring people based on skin color. You better stop trusting people based on skin color. I hired him because I knew his record. Somebody told me that he was the best in the game for traffic violation. And look, I hadn't had a traffic violation for so long that I lost his number. I don't know. I can't even begin to know where to start searching. I forgot who even referred me to the dude because I had some traffic violations since, and I was trying to find him. I was like, "Where is this dude?" I couldn't find him nowhere. I couldn't find his phone number anywhere. You know what I can do? I can go back and see if I can pull up the records. That's what I could do. I never thought about that till now. I can go back and see if I can pull up the records and see who the attorney was that represented me at that time. This guy was extremely good. Very, very good. And he wasn't no city slicker either. He was a regular old looking dude. His suit wasn't tailored. Like, he wasn't a guy that cared about, appearance. He wasn't even groomed well. None of that stuff, but he knew his job and he was passionate about it. So when I hire lawyers, I hire hitters. I hire people. I hire killers, man. Because I want somebody who is a fighter. I once had a contract and I took it to a lawyer. I was trying to get out the contract. I took it to a lawyer and she said, Will, they got you. I mean, they pretty much own you. And I said, "What the fuck you mean they own me? Don't nobody own me." You said, "Well, you signed it and and it stands right here." I walked smooth up out of there. I went to this other lawyer. I hooked up with this other lawyer. I had my consultation. I sat there and I talked to him. And he said, yeah, they fuck you. But now we finna fuck them. I was like, I'm good. And guess what happened? Slam dunked it. Straight up slam dunked it. Got everything that I wanted and then some. I like those type of lawyers. And I'm sure he was not one of those type of lawyers. You got to get somebody that got a sense of pride too. You got to have somebody that man, they don't like losing under any circumstances. You got to know who you dealing with, man. You talking about your life. You talking about a murder case too? A murder case? You really got to be on it. I had a case once, and I'm telling y'all this, fam, because, this is going to help somebody. What I'm saying is going to help somebody, and I'll play the video of Karmelo Anthony's father speaking again in a moment, but I got to make sure that I land this plane. Fam, I had a situation with a lawyer once where it was a situation where when I hired the guy, I was like, this guy, I hired him. He's a top attorney, right? And this is a friend of mine. Top guy, cold-blooded with it, right? I hired him because, number one, he is very skilled. But even bigger than his skills is his connections. He's totally connected. It ain't about who he knows, it's about who knows him. So I'm walking down the aisle, and not aisle, but I'm walking through the quarters of his law firm, and he's telling me, how things are going to go and all this here. And I said, man, don't worry about the money. You don't worry about this and that, whatever. And don't worry about the money. You just keep the cuffs off. I hired you for not who you know, but for who knows you, because he was telling me how he knows the judge and all this. I said, yeah, I didn't hire you for that. I hired you because of who you know. See, because somebody can know Willie D. Somebody can say they know Willie D, but if Willie D don't know them, then if they trying to get some type of perk or something, favor, then that's going to be hard to do. Just like if somebody know you, if somebody say they know you, if you don't know them, they can't, it's going to be hard for them to get some type of favor from you, right? Right or wrong. It's about who knows you. You dig? It's about who knows you. When you need something from somebody, it's about who knows you. And these relationships matter. In this situation, a little different though. It's a little different because the whole town wanted Karmelo Anthony to go down. The whole white town wanted Karmelo Anthony to go down. It's just like Attorney Dennis Sperling said in an earlier episode that aired here on Willie D Live today, is that these people all know each other. They go to church together. They hang out together. They attend the same university schools. They at the same cookouts. They oftentimes are family. They know each other, and they don't want to be the one to let the black guy off the hook for killing the white boy. They don't want to let the black boy off the hook for killing the white boy. So all of them are tied in to making sure, and they're all dedicated. They were all dedicated to making sure Karmelo Anthony was found guilty. All of them. Even the guy that was supposed to be on Karmelo's side. They all were resigned to seeing Karmelo Anthony be found guilty. That jury knew they knew what they wanted to do before they were even selected. As soon as it happened, they were already saying to themselves while they was watching the story and hearing about the story, you think they were standing around talking about that story when it happened? Ooh, I'd love to be on the jury. But they put me on the jury. They put me on the jury. I already know how I'm voting. They don't have to see no evidence. That's one thing that I disagree with when people say, like, hey, man, but the law say this and the law. These people don't give a damn about no law. They don't follow the damn law. Every now and then they might go in and make an intelligent, come up with an intelligent argument for a verdict, and that's it. Every now and then they may actually read the evidence, really seriously review the evidence and come up with a verdict, right? Based on some serious thought, right? Thought, research, discussions. But normally, these people just they give the decision that they want to give based on their own implicit biases. Based on their own implicit biases, they decide whether you're going to be innocent or guilty. That evidence don't mean jack. That evidence don't mean nothing to them, man. I'm telling you. You've seen it. Look at the George Zimmerman situation. Look at the Reginald Penny situation. Look at the Kyle Rittinghouse situation. Look at the Rick Chow situation. He shot a boy in the back who was running away from him. Running away from him. Listen, fam, even if the boy had stolen some water out the store, which he did not. He didn't steal anything. Evidence showed that. It proved that he didn't steal anything. He ran away. He's running away. They run after him. They leave the store. They are not afraid. They got a gun. They're running behind him. Why are they chasing him? They're chasing him. They chasing him because they want to do him harm. So when they catch up to him, they shoot him in the back. He kill him. And the jury finds him not guilty. You think that jury didn't already have his verdict before that trial started? Everybody knows that's messed up. Everybody knows that's wrong. Common sense, man. I don't need to look at one piece of evidence. If I've never heard of that case in my life, if I've never, ever heard anything about that case, if somebody told me, say, Willie D, what you think about this? A youngster goes into the store, anybody, just a person went into the store, and you ain't got to tell me the race of the people or nothing. Just tell me that a person went into the store and they were confronted because the store owner thought he stole something. They checked him out and everything, checked his bags and everything, and they realized he didn't steal anything. But the guy leaves out of the store and they decide to go after him for whatever reason. We don't even know why they decided to chase him, but they ran after him. The guy took off running, and then the store owner shot him in the back. What do you think about that? That's messed up, man. You think you think that it was wrong? Yeah, it was wrong. You think he's going to jail for it? He should. But I know this is America and anything is possible. I've seen so much injustice in my lifetime in this country. I've seen that many times the law don't really mean nothing to certain people. I realized in this country that the law is in place to protect some people and to conceal some people. Protect some people, conceal some people, protect some people, and to control others, right? It is there to protect some people. Some people use the law to their advantage so they can take advantage of the law. They use the law to take advantage of the law. And they also use the law to punish others. That same law that they use to benefit themselves, they use it to punish others. I realize that that is the type of country that we live in. And it's not even a secret. It's overt. It's part of the fabric of the United States of America. So when they start hollering about, well, the law say this, the law, man, these people don't give a damn about the law. They never gave a damn about the law when they killed Emmett Till. the law said this, but since he's black, he don't get justice. The law says this, but since he's black, we're not going to even indict the police officer for doing a drive-by on an 11-year-old kid playing with a toy gun. The law says this, but fuck the law. He's 14-year-old black boy. He got killed, so what? These people don't care about no damn law. So why y'all keep on talking about the law? This is a lawless country. The president commits crimes every single day. He's a 34-time felon. And guess what? Millions of people voted for him. They didn't put him over the top to win because they rigged the elections, but millions of people voted for a 34-time convicted felon. This is not a nation of laws. You know, you got a lot of laws in this nation, but this is not a nation of laws. They don't care about the law, man. These people don't care nothing about the law. They went in there knowing they was going to stick it to Karmelo Anthony. They knew it was he-ha the whole time. He-ha. The deliberations, 3 hours for a murder case. 3 hours, murder case. And this ain't just a regular just anybody, no little evidence, nobody cares. This is a international story. The trial lasted 4 days. Diddy Freaknik case lasted 6 or 7 weeks. Prostitution case, 6 or 7 weeks. The trial was 4 days. So we already knew what it was. We knew the fix was in. We knew the fix was in. But we knew the fix was in even before that. We knew the fix was in when we realized that where it happened at. That's number one, where it happened at. These people don't care nothing about no laws. They will fucking convict you based on their implicit biases. I got a buddy who had a business partner in Conroe, Texas. That's a suburb basically of Houston. It's about 30 miles outside of Houston. Conroe, Texas, maybe 40 miles. 40, 30, 40, 50, 50. Probably 30 miles, 30, 40, I don't know. But it's right outside of Houston, right? Good old boy town. My buddy had a business partner, a white guy. They decided to dissolve the business for whatever reason. He calls the guy's house looking to, get the equipment that he bought. Now, he bought all of the equipment, computers and printers and stuff like that. He bought it. So he went to go pick it up. He called his house. The dude wasn't home. I think he said he was at work. The wife let him in the house, let him grab the stuff. He take it, and then now dude is calling him like, hey man, you need to bring that stuff back. You shouldn't have came over here and took my stuff. The dude called the police. Now that sounds like something that is just a misunderstanding. And if it was a problem, the police could have said, you know what, man, the DA could have said, you know what, just take the stuff back, man, and this is over. No. You know what they did? They ran him through the court system. They charged him with theft, a felony theft, because of the amount of the equipment. They charged this man who had no record, who was a working man. They charged this man with a felony. He took it to trial, thinking to himself, he'll get the benefit of doubt because, hey, man, after all, they're overcharging me, man. This is blown out of proportion. No, anybody can see that this is wrong. He takes it to trial in country ass Conroe. They gave that man 8 years. 8 years for going to his business partner's house and grabbing the equipment that he bought, that he showed receipts for, and walking out the door. Now, he didn't kick the door in. He didn't kick the door in. He didn't punch the wife, get out the way, kick the dog. Open the door, let him go on in. He grabbed the stuff, went back, came back, smoked, grabbed stuff. She never called the police or nothing. This fool came home, called the police. They put a case on that man, drug him through the courts. First, they tried to give him a plea, but because he wouldn't take the plea, they did what they called a tax. You know, anytime you don't take the plea, they try to make an example out of you. They don't care if you're innocent. They don't care if this is trivial. They don't care if it's something small. They want to show you how powerful they are and how much in control that they are. They want to prove to you, and they're going to make you an example. So that's what they did. They made my boy out of an example. They gave him 8 years in prison for that. I was in a holding cell in the county jail in Houston years ago. We're sitting around, and people are, inmates are going in to talk to the judge, and to stand before the judge periodically, right? There's a black guy, an older black guy. At the time, this guy must have been in his 50s. This guy had never been in trouble because, we sit around and you hear jailhouse lawyers start to talk, and everybody's asking about what kind of case you got. Well, what kind of case you got? Oh, man, I think they're going to do this here. Well, they might do this. Man, they might show you some love. The judge in a good mood today, man. Hey, man, it might work out for you. Good luck. All that type of stuff is happening, right? Black guy in his 50s, I would say. He and his wife had separated. He goes back to the house and gets his lawnmower from the shed. The lawnmower that he bought that is located at the house that he still pays a mortgage on. The man ain't never been in trouble with the law. He don't have a criminal record, nothing. The man say, yeah, I ain't never been in trouble. Oh, we like, oh man, they gonna probably just dismiss it or give you some probation or something, like give you a year probation or, maybe 2 years or something. No big deal, We thinking like this is nothing. It's a white dude in there. This white dude is like in his maybe late 20s, early 30s. He been to prison twice already for narcotics. Twice for narcotics. This white dude, we're thinking, oh man, yeah, they're gonna probably send you to prison for that, bro. And you was on probation. And he picked up a third case while on probation, a third felony while on probation. We like, yeah, man, they gonna probably, because then you broke, you already had 3 years on parole. Yeah, man, they gonna probably, you're gonna probably go do probably like 3 to 5, or something like that. Family, hand to the man. Hand to the man. Do you know that white dude walked into that courtroom and came back into that cell with probation? Now, we ain't mad. We ain't mad because everybody rooting for everybody to get a good deal, right? That white dude walked in that courtroom and came right back in with some probation. The black dude went in the same courtroom with the same judge and came back in there with his head down. What they do for you, fella? What they do for you? Yeah, man, they gave me 2 years. They gave that man 2 years in prison. For taking his own lawnmower that he had receipts for that he bought. These people don't give a damn about no damn law, man. The law is there to protect some and punish others. It ain't there to protect others. They don't care about right and wrong. When they see you walking into that courtroom, they're there to punish you. They're not there to be reasonable. They're not there to be fair and balanced and impartial. None of that. They're there to punish you and feed the prison industrial system. That's why they're there. And who better to feed it with than black males, specifically young black males. But if they can get a couple of old ones in there too, they'll take that too. Karmelo Anthony, father.
Believe your son received a fair trial?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And we're going to keep fighting.
Mhm.
We will not stop fighting for justice for my son.
Mhm. And as parents, have you all struggled with guilt, asking yourselves, is there anything differently? I know, Kayla, you said you wish you had gone to that track meet. Is there anything that you both wish you could have done differently?
I wish I would have just been rebellious. I was told, don't talk to this person. Don't talk to this person. I feel like it was just a setup. Now, so they told us, go get white attorneys. Every black person I went to, a white attorney. No white attorney, they set them up, pushed them. Hey, here you go. I mean, no objections. It was things were smooth. So because as a father, of me being who I am, I got to make sure she's straight. This mama bear, I got to make sure she's straight mentally, because if she's not straight, my house ain't straight. I'm not.
I ain't got no problem with that. That man said, if she's not straight, my house is not straight. I love that guy. I love that guy. That's a man's man. Love his son, love his children, love his wife, a protector, a provider. Whew, man, I know he's hurting him. I know it, because he one of them dudes that come off to me like he do it all. He do everything that's necessary that he's supposed to be doing. Yeah, man. And so he asking around, who should I get? This is big. And he said he's going to black people, and black people telling him, get a white lawyer. They ain't even telling him what type of white lawyer. They're not even telling him a specific white lawyer. They're saying, just get a white lawyer. Get a white lawyer. I wish I could have had a conversation with him. Because at the very least, he would have had some hell of a representation. He would have had great representation.
Straight. Then so because I got the kids to worry about. Got to make sure his mental health. I can't go back and forth with him right in there, because his mental can handle it. The misunderstanding of what dad is trying to tell you. This ain't a daddy moment.
Going into the comments. Rodney Parker said, where was Ben Crump? What you mean, where was Ben Crump? Ben Crump is a civil attorney, Rodney. He's not a criminal defense attorney. And also, Ben Crump can't, even if he was, he can't represent everybody. He's only one person. We got a new tragedy every day. Hell, shit, 5 or 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 new tragedies a day. Man, Leslie Rivera. What's up, Leslie? Jane Spitfire. Organically Shanae. What's up, Organically Shanae? Teeny Lee. T9 Lee. Okay, Dane Robinson. Dame says, I get what you're saying, but I understand 3 years ago, a 14-year-old white kid killed my son as he was trying to break it up. He loved white folks. It got him murdered. The 14-year-old got manslaughter after they said the gun was my son's. And I'm gonna tell you something, family. This is cold-blooded right here, but that's the risk that you take when you move to these predominantly little small white towns. That's just what it is, fam. A lot of these people, not all, but a lot of these people that move to these small towns, you know, they can't function in a civilized society. They can't function around a society that's diverse. They cannot function in a diverse society. So they move to these little small towns so they can be by themselves. And so they don't have to have any type of interaction with people who don't share their beliefs, backgrounds, and skin color. I wouldn't move to one. I would not live in a small town unless I owned it. I would have to own the town, or it would have to be a family town. It would have to be somewhere where my friends run it, where my family is the sheriff, the judge, the prosecutors, the work in the permits department, run the survey department. I'm not moving to no damn small town where white folks run, because there's too many white people that run to these small towns so that they can literally get away with murder. Yeah, real talk. This is real talk. This ain't me picking on nobody. This is me talking facts. How many black sundown towns you got in America? Now tell me how many white sundown towns you think there are in America. How you have a sundown town in America in the year 2026? Because you have congressmen and women that allow it. You have members of law enforcement that allow it. You have people who work in the judicial system that allows it. You have DAs who allows it. In fact, some of these people who live in these sundown towns are DAs. They are judges. They are politicians. They're doctors. They are lawyers. They're the school superintendent. I would never live amongst them uncivilized mutts. I love my life too much. I never give them that type of power over me. So that's the risk that you take when you live around them like that. When you go to them little small towns where the checks and balances don't balance out, you're taking a huge risk, man. You are taking an extremely huge risk. Everything's cool when everything's cool, but if something go bad, you out of here. If one of them white people decide that they want to tread on your civil rights, guess what's going to happen? You ain't going to have no legal recourse, because you're going to have to deal with them people in that small town. Unless what you're dealing with is so big, you can get it outside of that small town and shine a light on it. Those little small towns cannot stand being exposed. They hate outsiders because they don't like being exposed. They don't like people coming into their town. They be like, well, get out of our town, get out of our city, get out. It really ain't a city, it's more like a town. Get out of here. We don't want you here. Because they want to be able. And then what they'll invariably say is things like, well, we get along. We don't have any racial problem. It's the white people that typically say we don't have a racial problem. But talk to them black people that live in that town in secret, and they'll be like, well, they be talking in code, and some of them are flat out say, sometimes we have racial problems, but they ain't gonna call it all the way out because they know they gotta live that. They can have that shit. Oh yeah, man, they can have it. So everything's cool while everything's cool. But if you find yourself in a situation where you have to defend yourself and you kill one of them white folks, look out. Look out. Now, shoes on the other foot. If they find themselves in a position where they got to defend themselves against you, ain't nobody going to jail. Ain't nobody going to jail. If they hurt you, if they kill you, ain't nobody going to jail. Because they going to make certain of that. These are facts. Yeah, I had some fool jumped in my comments earlier today and had the nerve to say, well, Willie D's a racist. They like to, see, that's a defense mechanism they use to try to silence you. If you speak out against racism, they're so slow and dumb, they want to call you a racist. So if you speak out against it, they attack you for speaking out against it. You know why? Because they want you to suffer in silence. I'm never going to be silent so they can be comfortable. If it makes them uncomfortable, perhaps they should rethink their position. I don't understand how people who are racist work so hard at being racist, but don't like being called a racist. Like, if you don't like being called a racist, why you work so hard at being one? It's easy to not be one. It's really simple. But I guess that's too much like right. That's my time, fam. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.